Hey, Felicia Marie here. Today we are actually out and about in a national wildlife refuge. So I'm in the car because, to be honest, there's too many people out here and I don't want to be bothered. So, chilling in my car, so you're going to hear cars drive by. So I've been here for probably about maybe 20-30 minutes or so, and I've prayed, I've grounded myself, and I keep having these thoughts about how a lot of people, and myself included, are having issues with actually grounding out in nature, like being out in nature. We've been so far away from it for so long that we forgot how to listen to it. We forgot how to, hear the sound of the trees and the wind and what it's saying to us, what nature itself wants us to know, because I keep coming back to the same thought that I've had for a few days, and it's that everything's connected. We're all made up of energy. We're all made up of vibrations and frequencies. And the one thing we learn as a kid, when we're in science classes, that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only gets transformed, and it only goes to something else. It becomes something else. And I know a lot of people have, because I belong to a lot of groups on Facebook, and the one thing I'm constantly seeing lately is how everybody, particularly this new moon, has made them drained and less grounded. They're feeling, sort of, excuse me, they're feeling all sorts of chaotic energy around them. Maybe they're having quote-unquote mood swings, which, in my opinion, the mood swings aren't actually mood swings. Particularly for myself, when I was 13, I started seeing a therapist, and that therapist went through and told, he was going through and saying that, I was faking everything that I was feeling. Nothing was real. I was just doing everything for attention. Fast forward a few years later, after that, and after dealing with the backlash from family members regarding that, I ended up self-admitting myself into a hospital. I was there for a little over 2 weeks. In that hospital, a psychiatrist told me that I needed to go find a trauma psychiatrist, that they did not specialize in that, and that I needed to go see that. And I was thinking, well, yeah, okay, but there's nothing wrong with me, I was told from the very beginning when I got there that I was bipolar, that I was manic depressive, that I had mood swings, that, I suffered from personality delusions and disorders, and that I needed to go find somebody and go talk to them and, come to terms with all of my trauma and everything. And, I blocked it all out. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to think that there was something wrong with me. Nobody wants to know that there's something wrong with you, But the fact is in order to be whole and one, you have to understand the deepest, darkest parts of yourself. And unfortunately, particularly now, a lot of us are coming to the realization of things that are part of our darker and our shadow selves, and things that, we'd rather hide and we'd rather just ignore. It's just stupid. I don't understand why you would want to ignore yourself. I mean, we're so... Let's see, I'm 25, okay? I turned 26 this year. The people that I grew up with, the time that I grew up with, we were kind of lucky because we still, had the ground root in the traditional family values, the quote-unquote baby boomers, all that stuff. I mean, at least I did. I was grounded and allowed to know what that is like, know what it's like to have a stable family, and know what it's like to just be together. I mean, I come from a huge family, guys. ginormous. I've got my mom and my stepdad, and my mom's got 4 siblings, technically 5 if you count the older one that was adopted when she was born. That's another story that's not mine to tell. God rest my grandma's soul. She was the best person in the world. But she has 4 siblings, technically 5. My mom has me and my little sister. My oldest uncle has 1 son. And then my youngest uncle has 3 kids. Then we go on to my grandparents. My grandma has 2 sisters and a brother. Then my grandfather has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. No, 1 brother and 2 sisters. I'm sorry. 1 brother, 2 sisters. And then on my birth father's side, he has like 4 siblings, 5 siblings, I think. Unfortunately, with that side of the family, I was not lucky enough to have a stable and healthy environment to grow in. And then that's probably, where all of my darker shadows, aspects, and self really came to light was there. It's very hard for a young girl to realize and determine on who she is when she's going from a happy, light-filled, stable, loving household to spending 2 months out of the year at a very low vibrational household. And that's not where he's at anymore. I will be the first to admit that he has changed. I've seen him change over the course of the last, let's see, when did they get married? They got married in 2015, I believe. I think they got married in 2015. 2016. My birth father and my stepmother. And she has helped him, come to terms and see certain things, but I keep pretty sure the same truck's driven by like 5 times. I hate people who watch.